On Kauai, fire crews continue to work to extinguish a brush fire that sparked just before noon yesterday and prompted the evacuation of residents in Kaumakani on the island's west side. We got an update from Fire Chief Michael Gibson today. Here's some of what he had to say.
Although the fire was 100% contained last night, of such a large area, we are experiencing some hotspots. We have several helicopters in the air. We have our own Air One. We're being supported by Hawaii National Guard with 2 larger helicopters capable of dropping a lot more water than we can. The fire was actually moving in a direction to threaten the entire village, Kaumakani village, of about 250 or more homes. The firefighters were able to contain the fire to the very corner of the complex, and they lost just one shed that was unattached to the residential structure.
Now, while the fire is 100% contained at this time, KFD is urging the public to remain vigilant until the blaze is put out. Our Dylan Ancheta joins us live now from Kaumakani with the latest on the firefight, and he has new reaction from residents. Dylan.
Yes, thank you so much, Ashley. The wind is rather brisk and breezy today, which is why there are those lingering concerns of possible flare-ups. Now, we got here on Kauai early this morning and we came straight out to the west side. And as soon as we got out of our car at the edge of the burn site, we still saw some areas were actually still smoldering here. If you can take a look, this is just how close that this fire got to the highway here. And I also want to show you this right over my shoulder. As you can see, crews are on scene here working to repair downed telephone poles. These are trucks from Hawaiian Telecom. We also know that KIUC crews were out here all evening working to restore power here. There were some poles that were either burned or went down, damaged in some sort as a result of this fire. Now, again, this fire started just before noon yesterday. We were all made aware of it just around 1:30 in the afternoon. And initially, it was a small brush fire. We were told that there were about 28 acres that had burned. However, due to the dry conditions and the strong winds yesterday, the fire quickly grew, and that prompted the evacuation of Kaumakani. And fast forward to today, we've learned that upwards of 1,100 acres had burned. Now, the good news is county officials are saying that this fire is 100% contained and there were no homes destroyed in this. However, they did say one structure, which was a shed, that did burn. However, we went down into Kaumakani, the Kaumakani area, and the flames got so close to the homes, and most of the damage was on the perimeter of those properties. But it is incredible to see just how close that these flames got to those properties. The evacuation orders for the Kaumakani residents were lifted at around just before midnight last night. We know of at least 250 or so homes that were evacuated from the area. 2 shelters were open, one at Waimea High School and the other in Hanapepe, and the roads reopened around 3 a.m. Another big thing, the power, that was also restored in the early morning hours. So a lot of residents on edge. However, they were breathing a sigh of relief today. I spoke with some of them. Here's what they said.
It definitely put things into perspective. Knowing that the fire was literally like a 1-minute walk away from my house, it was very scary. I think if you think about the Lahaina, they were kind of caught off guard as well. And so I think what I felt must have been like so much worse, because at least I had the time to actually pack my things and go. Otherwise, like as in Lahaina, they kind of just left everything behind. And so I definitely like see things differently now, and I'm very grateful that everything is okay and everyone's safe.
I'm feeling blessed, grateful, and just relieved that there were no further devastation. Because we think of Maui, Lahaina, and you know this Kauai village, you know, it's a nostalgic part of the west side.
those residents were very grateful again for the quick response from county officials and the firefighters. Also to note, the water conservation request that was up for Hanapepe area, that has also been lifted, and officials have deployed these N5 sensors that will help them detect with any flare-ups. We know that those sensors were rolled out after the Maui wildfires across the state, but now we actually saw them here in use here on Kauai. And again, today, the efforts between county and state resources continue. We saw some water drops happening earlier today, and once again, as you see, crews remain on scene monitoring for any flare-ups. Ash?
To speak with the mayor, what did he have to say?
Yeah, Mayor Derek Kaumakani, essentially, he's really proud of how the county reacted and responded. I asked, did everything go as planned? And he essentially said, yes, they did what they were supposed to do. There was a small hiccup with one of the television emergency alert system warnings. However, they say they quickly addressed that. And people were alerted via telephone. And they were also alerted by the sound of the civil defense sirens. That resident we spoke to said she got the alert on her phone, and then she heard the sirens and she knew that that meant it was time to go. So Mayor Derek Kaumakani essentially saying that they are proud of how they responded. I also asked if things went to plan or if there were anything that he would do, if there was anything that he would do differently. And he did say there's always room for improvement, but ultimately he said the county did what they were supposed to do.
All right, Dylan Ancheta reporting from Kauai for us this afternoon. Thank you for that reporting, Dylan. And now to the